You're listening to Rabbi Aryeh Wolbe of Torch in Houston, Texas. This is the Jewish Inspiration Podcast.
And now, my dear friends, we resume with day number 142. Lachain. Therefore, and we're on page 789 in the Gate of Slander, in the Treasure for Life edition of the Orchot Tzaddikim. Lachain Adam shehergel b'lashono lahachnif lihislot slates lisaper lashon hara v'ledaber cause of udvar betelim. Someone who is in the habit, who's accustomed to using his tongue for flattery, for levity, for slander, for deceit, for idle chatter, and he now wishes to humble himself and to refrain from this and to repent, he must build a very great, strong fence against it. Then what is this fence? What is this boundary that you have to create, that you have to erect from where you stand to committing those sins that were aforementioned? He says, you know what? Distance yourself from bad company. All those people that in their company you would be drawn to engage in levity, flattery, slander, and falsehood, stay away from those guys. Because if you keep their friendship, you're not going to be able to pull yourself away from this sin. Because that's that's what they do. Well, that's what we do. Like I mentioned last week, this woman told me she would get together with her friends in Starbucks, and all they would do is talk about people. That's what they did. That was their joy. They talked about people. So she asked me, what's the solution? The solution is don't go for coffee with them. Stay away from that bad company, because it's inevitable that if you'll be with them, you're going to talk with them like you guys got into the habit of doing. And you're not going to be able to restrain yourself. That's the way the habits you guys have, you're not going to be able to break that habit. Person has to be very, very, very careful to keep their mouth shut. Shtika, silence. It's a good thing, a good habit to remain silent. Minimize the words that you speak. And a person should frequent and increase the time that they sit alone to study Torah. And be close to the people who all they talk about is Torah words and fear of heaven. And if he frequents this for a long time, he habituates himself in this for a while, for many days, and then he will find the cure for his ailment. In King Solomon's Proverbs, he writes as follows, Proverbs 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love to use it will eat its fruit. There was a story that's told about the Persian king. Current events. Persian king who once took ill. Shechola, he got sick. Amr la'arofim, the doctor said to him, Ein lecha refuah, there is no cure, there's no way. There's no medicine we have. There's no way, no path for your recovery. Until they're able to bring you milk of a lioness, and which will cure you. Upon hearing this, one of them called out, I will bring you the milk of a lioness, if you wish it. Just give me 10 goats. Ani avelecha chelev levia imritzoncha v'tein eser izim. Give me 10 goats. Amar hamelech la'avodav she'yitnu lo. So the king says, give it to him. He tells his servants, give him his 10 goats. Nasnu lo holach legova reis. He goes to the lion's den. V'ha'isa sham levia achas meinekes gureha. And he sees this lioness feeding its cubs. Yom Rishon Amad Merochok v'hishlich lo eiz achas. He sends one of the goats into the lion. He stands in a distance, and he sends in the goat into the lion's den. V'achalatzo. And she eats up this lion. The lion eats up the goat. Yom Sheni Niskarav Lo Ma'at v'hishlich Lo Acheres. He gets a little closer the second day, and he lets another goat in. And again, again the lioness ate the goat. Until he came very, very close to the lioness, and now he's like best friends with the lioness. She trusts him because he keeps feeding her goats, and she feels comfortable. What happens? He was able to get close enough to get some milk from her, and started his return journey back to the king. Haraglayim omrim ein b'kol ha'ivarim domim lanu. She'im lo halachnu lo haya yochel lahavi min ha'chel chalav. Ve'yadayim omros ein kamoinu. She'im lo ayinu oisois lo hayu davar klum. He says like this, he had a dream. On his way back, went to sleep. He had a dream. His limbs were fighting with one another. His feet said, there's nothing of all the limbs that compares to me. For if we haven't gone, I wouldn't have been able to bring the milk. His hands said, no one's like me. Because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have been able to accomplish this. The heart says, none can compare to me. Because if I had not suggested this idea, to what avail would this all be? Right? Amar Alev, ein kamoni, im lo natati ha'etza, ma'o altem kulchem. None of you would have had. Amar Einaim, then the eyes kick in, and the eyes say, what are you guys talking about? En bekulchem kamoni, there's nothing that you guys brought to the table. Ki ano harinuchem esaderach, I showed you the way. Esgov ve'esalavia, I showed you the lion's den and the lioness. Unsalashon, and then the tongue wakes up, and the tongue says, "Ain't kamoni, there's no one like me." She'im lo amarti esadovar mi hoya osa. If I would have said it, who would have done it? Heshivu lo kolevorim, all of the organs responded, Eich lo yoreis lihidamo selenu. How do you even try to compare to us? Halo at shocheves bein shnei chomos bimkom choshech ve'ein boch etzem kasher lish'arei vorim. Said, how do you compare yourself to us? The legs, the hands, the eyes, the heart, they're all yelling at the tongue. What's your deal? You have a double protection, right? Because we have the teeth and we have the lips. You're relaxing, you're resting. The Chavetz Chaim says that the tongue has the least excuse to be speaking evil because it's the most protected organ, right? Because first is it's resting, second it has the teeth, and number three, it has the lips. So all three protecting it. It doesn't have to speak. Right? The tongue is right there, sitting, resting on in the mouth. It doesn't need to talk. You got to wake it up. You got to open up the lips. You got to open up the teeth, and then it can speak. So they're saying, "What are you talking? Lips, tongue. What are you talking about? What do you have to say? You're double protected, triple protected." You're comparing yourself to us, that we have bones like in our legs or in our arms. Hayom tomru shani sholetes aleichem shamarishes dvarav. Okay, so what happened? The tongue then said to them, today you will acknowledge that I am your ruler. The messenger remembered the dream. When he came to the king, he said to him, my lord the king, here is the milk of a female dog. Adoni HaMelech, Hela Chelev Kalbasa. Kotzaf HaMelech v'tziva litloso. The king got angry, the Persian king. He says, what are you doing? You wanted to hang him. When he was about to get hung, all of the organs started getting terrified. And they started crying. Amr lem alashon, the mouth, the tongue, said to them, all of the organs, Halo amarti lochem she'ein bochem mamash. I told you guys are not in charge. I'm in charge. I am the one who said dog instead of lioness. Im ani matzelas eschem toiduli shani melech aleichem. If I am able to save you with my words, will you admit that I am the king over you? Amr lahem hein? Yes. Amr al-lashon latolim. So the tongue starts speaking to those executioners. Hashivuni elamelech. Bring me back to the king. Ulay enatzel. I think he'll save my life. Hey shivu, I love. They bring him back to the king. Amar lo. He says to him, Lomet tzivisa litlosi. Why did you command? Why did you decree that I be? Why did you command that I be hung? Amar lo shehiveseli chelev kalbasa, because you brought me dog's milk. Amar lo umayich baslach v'yil l'chal refuah. What do you care? It's going to be healing. V'od levio kalbasa karim lo. He says the lioness, they call it a dog. That's what they call it. Lakhu mimenu v'nisu oso v'nimtza chelev levia. They tried the milk and they saw that it was the milk of a lioness. And the king got healed from his illness. And the king commanded that not only they keep this person alive, but they give him great gifts. Then all of the organs admitted to the tongue. Now we admit to you, we agree. And this is what the verse states, that death and life are in the hands of the tongue. Lochein, Amar David. Therefore, King David says, Eshmara derachai mechato bilashoni. I will heed my ways, not to sin with my tongue. Re'eh, look at this. Haloshon tova mikarbonos. The tongue is better than the sacrifices. Shenemar ahalu Hashem Elokim b'shir v'agadlenu b'soda. V'sitav laHashem mishor por makrin mafris. He says, I will praise the name of Hashem in song, and I will exalt him with thanksgiving. And it will be better to Hashem than a horned, hoofed bullock. So we see here in this drama, incredible story here, towards the end of the Gate of Slander, where the author of the Orchot Tzaddikim is telling us the power of the tongue. The tongue can literally change the world for a human being, for the good and for the no good. And a person has to always be cautious and concerned to ensure that he's using his words for the right purpose. This concludes day number 142.
You've been listening to Rabbi Aryeh Wolbe on a podcast produced by Torch, the Torah Outreach Resource Center of Houston. Please help sponsor an episode so we can continue to produce more quality Jewish content for our listeners around the globe. Please visit torchweb.org to donate and partner with us on this incredible endeavor.